#1 soul survivor, Garrett Durrett. And if you're here, somebody sent you here. And maybe I have something to say that they feel you need to hear. And I never talk about anything that I don't need to hear myself. Today I want to talk about how important it is to do your best. Sometimes, though, our best may not seem like it's good enough for other people. But other people aren't the issue here. It's about you. It's about you doing the best you can and you knowing the reasons why you're doing what you're doing, for whatever reason that might be. It may be to support your kids. It may be to do well in school. It may be to do good at your job. But what's important is that you give it your all and that you do 100% the best you can. Because as long as you're doing your best, it's bound to come out on top. Now, it's been my experience that sometimes our best, due to our past history, is not enough. And people will always throw it back in our face how what we did in the past wasn't nothing, or that this is what we did in the past and it didn't amount to anything, even though we might have felt that what we were doing was the best that we could do. Often we'll find out that maybe our motives in the past were wrong, so that made our best not our best. It made our best have a ulterior motive, and that ulterior motive may have been very selfish. That may have been all about us instead of all about doing our best. See, because when you do your best, it's not all about you. You're doing your best because it's right for you. You're doing your best because it's right in the eyes of God. You're doing your best because it's right for your family. You're doing your best because it's right for those who love and care about you. You're doing your best because you want to be the best person you can be for those around you. Now, the devil, that enemy of life, he's always going to bring you back. He's always going to remind you. He's always going to send those people in your life, and it might be the person that's closest to you, to remind you of what you did in the past and how you were in the past. And these very same individuals were all right with you when you weren't doing your best, when you were down, when your life was low. They seemed like they were your best friends, your best buddies. But now that you've come back and you're doing your best again, but this time with the right motives and the right intentions, they want to act like what you're doing isn't good enough. What you're doing doesn't have the right intentions or the right motives. Don't you believe it? Don't you believe the hype? Don't you fall for that? See, because the enemy would have you fall for that, and then you'll fall back into that same behavior that made them feel superior to them. That made them feel superior to you. Not often do people remember the good you do today, but they never forget the bad you did yesterday. So don't base your life, and don't base whether or not you're going to do the best you can do on what somebody else says and somebody else's account of what you should and shouldn't do. Do your best today. Do your best every day. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to find a mirror, and I want you to look in that mirror, and I want you to say that I am the best that I can be today. Never mind yesterday, never mind 5 minutes ago, but right now, that I am the best that I can be today. And the reasons that I am the best are for the right reasons, that my motivations are right. And I want you to look into your own heart when you say this. Are your motivations right? Is your motive for doing the best you can the right reasons? If it's the right reasons, then you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to fear, because that's going to come out. That's going to show. Because in the end, you will achieve that which you're looking for. So all I have to say is get out there and do it. Do the best you can, despite what anybody else says, despite the naysayers, despite the people that always want to remind you of what you used to be and what you used to do, because all that doesn't matter today. Because today is a brand new day. Right now is a brand new moment. So don't worry about that. You do what you have to do today for the right reasons and for the right motives. Let yourself be a shining example of what's right, no matter what anybody else says or do. This is your number one soul survivor, Garrett Durrett. It's been real, and you've been special. So keep your head up.
Champion, runners in the market, they pop the gun. Stand up, here he comes. Tell me what it takes to be number one. Tell me what it takes to be number one.